Right guys, welcome to you all. Just a sort of quickish video tonight, but still a really interesting build. So I'm going to get straight into it. So I'm just going to my little sketchbook here. Now, I've got an idea in my head. My daughter was after a certain item and I looked around and I just wanted to put a little bit of my own spin on what I'm going to make it. It's not a big item, but it's something she's been after for a while. She's a bit short of space on where she lives up in Manchester. And this will come in really handy for her. Hope she likes it. So she's a bookworm, and she's always constantly reading. So it's along them lines. So just using anything here I can for marking out to sort of like get an idea in my head. And you sort of like tend to use things, don't you, that's just around you that you can. I'm just measuring the wood up here. This is 6x1 pine I'm using, and the piece of wood I had, I cut down a piece, I think it was 180 centimetres long. The sort of dimensions and everything of this particular item are in the description, with a link to my daughter's Etsy page as well, where she makes like bookmarks and sort of stuff like that. So I'm not being sponsored or anything by her, but I thought I'd give her a plug. It's my daughter after all. And just make sure your hands are well out the way. I'm happy with these grippy gloves. These are really sort of good gloves. You've probably seen on the Friday video just gone where I did like a little bit of a selling video on them. So you can make this to any size you want that suits you, but like I say, I've put down the sizes I've made this to. So I'm just checking the wood, making sure there's nothing in it. Sometimes with this pine, when I get it, there's sort of like pins stuck outside. And I have cut my hands once or twice with it, so just be careful of that. That push block's excellent. Just get so much control with that. So I'm just marking out my designs, what I want. You can interpret this any way you want, and that's the creativity behind it. This build, I really enjoy doing it as well. I know it's like a bit of a smaller build, a bit of an easier build, but there was a lot of like technical stuff in it, like the cutting and the marking and all that, making sure the holes were all lined up in the right sort of correction, in the right sort of way, and making sure everything was cut sort of super accurate. And one of the benefits of this project was the jigsawing. There was a lot of it, and I'm getting better with the jigsaw, and I've got a clamp down there at the other end. Nice and easy does it. So let me know where you're all from. I always ask that, and let me know what projects you're up to and what you're all making or doing over the Christmas period coming up. So I'm just putting in a chamfering bit into me 1/4" router here. This Makita router. I have got a cordless router now, which I'll be getting out and showing you soon. This is going to be, this little router here I've got is going to be part of a router table build I'm going to do at some point. So I'm just going in, I've just got a test piece here. I'm just testing it just to make sure I've gone just to the right amount that I wanted. And AO, first time, that's how I wanted it, so that weren't bad. Now I'm just taking my time with this. And just keep your hands way well away from that router bit. Spinning, it'll take your fingers off. So I'm just going in with sander here now, just cleaning it all up. Now I have been sent some items, some sandpaper, hard wax oil, and some like fine sanding pads from a company in the UK called Amicus UK. They did send it me free of charge, but I'm not sponsored by them in any way. And I've left links into the description if you want to go and have a look on their website. And there is some codes there. If you sign up, you get 15% off. And if your first order, if you don't want to sign up, you can get I think it's 5% off. But go and have a look in the description. I'm quite impressed with the sandpaper. Sandpaper's excellent. Yeah, I'm super impressed with it, and the hard wax oil as well. You'll see it. You'll see at the end of this build because I do use it. So more jigsawing, and that's not a plug or anything. What I'm going on about, I don't like sort of plugging things, but credit where credit's due. They did send it me out to use, and I'll use it. So I'm just marking out where all the holes are going. So what I'm going to do before I do anything is pre-drill all my holes, countersink everything, get all the sort of depths right for me plugs and etc. Because I'm not going to actually stain this. I'm going to leave it like a pine. But I want my thing with pine is over time it can go a bit sort of that, you know, that orangey. If you leave it as natural, it can go like that orangey horrible colour. But one of the hard waxes the guy sent me, it's pigmented, and you put a coat of that, the pigmented on first, and it's supposed to stop that or reduces the risk of it. So I'm just going in here. These are going to be for where plugs are going, so I'm just going down. I'm just eyeballing that because I trim them off everywhere. I'm just using a cheap glue here from Screwfix, like a big box store. Thought I'd try it, and it seemed to work fine. So I'm using 35mm Torx screws to put this together. Just going nice and easy with it. It's been a bit milder here this week, but apparently over the next sort of couple of weeks it's going to get down to sort of like -7. I know that's sort of nothing to where some of you guys are from, and some of you are all basking in the sun somewhere. But hey, oh, it's all good, isn't it? I'm a northerner. I can put up with it. So I'm going to use some oak plugs. I had little bits of oak left, and the oak against the pine, it just makes it pop. If you can just do that with a bit of contrast. I could have used my little jig that I made here for this, but I didn't need to because I could just get to it dead easy there like that. You can see there without sort of any sanding over the top. You can see the way it sort of contrasts. So I'm just going to go over it. This is 240 grit. And this is some of that sandpaper. Now, you get 100 sheets in a box with this as well. I'm just going to hand sand it now. It's really, really therapeutic, this hand sanding, isn't it? Bit of a jig there. And here's this hard wax I'm going to be using. This is the pigmented one. It's pigmented with like a white, but what it does, it dries. It doesn't dry white. And they sent me the spray, or like a spray bottle. So have a look on the website. The spray bottle worked really well. I've got no complaints with it. But like I say, this is the first time I've used it. And the hard wax oil, yeah, really good. A cost-effective solution for everybody. Just spraying it on. Instead of ragging it on, just spray it on. And it didn't use a lot neither. Just make sure you're well ventilated in this sort of situation. Let it dry. I'm just denib it. Now, I don't know if this is the right way I'm doing it or not. I ain't got a clue, but I'm denibbing it. Anyway, it seemed to work. Now, I'm going over it again here now with a clear coat hard wax oil in the spray. And I'm going to let that dry, let it dry overnight. And I'll come back, I'll give it a light sand. I've given it a light sand, and now I'm just going to go over it with the old paper bag trick. I am really surprised how well that hard wax oil has done. It is really nice. The finish is really nice on its own. That's a product, it's going to be in my repertoire for future. And to finish it off here, I'm just putting some handles on the side. Anybody guess what it is yet? I think you can all guess. These are the only handles they had, but I think it sort of half fits in with the look. I might change these at some point, these handles. But hopefully my daughter will be over the moon with it. So it's a book trough, and it's finished, and here's the first set of sort of little bit of mini video of it, and them plugs just pop that pine, and look at the finish on that pine with that hard wax oil. It is really nice. Let me know your thoughts on the handles. I'd be really interested. I'm not 100% with the handles, but the design of the book trough itself is, I love it, the actual design. And, you know, it's movable. But it's for a little business that she's got set up, and she loves books, and I think this will suit her down to the ground. So let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support's amazing. You're all great. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.